Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm Mr. Gemini, and this is my tarot channel. Um, it's good to see y'all again. I'm going to try to post these more regularly. I just get busy, I get tired, I get emotionally and psychologically tired, but I know there's messages out there that you all need to hear. And please like, subscribe to my channel, and I hope that you like what I have to give you. Um, Angels and ancients help me deliver the messages that the collective need to hear to better their lives. All right, everyone, remember what I always say. A tarot reading is never late. It is never early. It arrives precisely when it's meant to. How are you guys doing? This is Sunday night, and I'm going to be going to work tomorrow. And I just felt called to do a reading. I really did. I'm being inspired. I'm getting a lot of downloads. And the thing about a gift is, right? Talent and potential are wasted every day. And I have a gift, and I'm here to use it. All right. Okay, let me do this. This is my clarifying deck. We're going to do add some couple of things in. We're going to add in some rune stones and oracle cards. What do I do with my oracle cards? Here we go. So I think they'll just help us to start off. I'm not going to do too many oracle cards. I know a lot of other tarot readers use them. They're just not really for me, but I thought maybe I'd use some. We'll see what message is out there for you. Okay. I normally have all these shuffled, but all right, here we go. Let's start with the runestones. These are my favorite. This is fate. A lot of people don't like the idea that things are predetermined, but I think that there are just some things that happen. Like, for instance, the sun moves around, right? You can't stop that. That affects you every day, even though you can't control it. That's kind of fate. Okay, so here we go. Ooh. I used to know these by heart, but I just got so busy. So let's see what we got here. We have Tiwaz. And let's see what Tiwaz says. Tiwaz is the rune of commitment, named after the Norse god of war, justice. The appearance of Tiwaz in a reading suggests conflict of some type, but it also suggests that this is just it's just a necessary. The Tiwaz is the room of promised and vows. These are not to be made lightly because anything indicated by this room is of a firm and unbreakable nature. A bond once made cannot be broken without serious consequences. The most obvious example is taking wedding vows. So this aspect of the meaning of Tiwaz is thought to signify the lasting bonds of love. Um, so this says this rune tends to favor men because of the way it looks phallically, but if you are a woman and you receive this, right? Because I don't know who you are, collective. Uh, T-Walls as a response to a relationship question, it gives extremely passionate answer. It suggests that a strong and handsome man will love you fiercely, or whoever will love you, right? It says here your sex life should be good, but the dangers of jealousy and domination are ever present. It also indicates legal disputes will be resolved favorably. And it also finally says T-Walls is to hold on to a sense of conviction. As long as you believe in your heart that what you are doing is right, you will have the strength of purpose to succeed in your endeavors. Okay. Conviction is important when we do anything. Okay. Right? Because if we have conviction, we keep our bonds and everything else. Let's get 3 oracle cards and then we'll get into tarot. I love tarot. I really do. It just okay. So collective, we have a golden path, direction towards the divine soul's calling, higher purpose, following your intuition. That's exactly what Tiwa said, right? I'll show you the room just so you can see it. That means the room of bonds, conviction. The chalice, emotional renewal. And we have cash flow, investment, business, success. So I'm already getting this is like a career reading. This is about what you can make in your life. And because this is giving me water energy, right? The cup. This is about walking away from people that don't serve you. This is it could be lovers, it could be family members, it could be friends, it could be self. You've got to learn to love yourself better. But it's also about finding that path that's going to bring you success, right? So you got to believe in what you're going to do. Um, I think I heard earlier today that as a matter of fact, I heard it from the Draconian priestess. She's one of my favorite tarot readers. Um, don't drop your big dream for smaller dreams. I think that's absolutely correct. Because we oftentimes will settle, but just because you can't achieve the big dream now doesn't mean you should give up on it. And I think that's super, super important. Okay. So let's see where this goes. Let's see where this goes. I like having that there. So I'm going to leave it. All right. Let's see what we got. Let's move these over here. We're going to do 6 cards and we'll clarify each of them. First card out is the Hermit. I don't do reversals. The Two of Pentacles. The Page of Wands. The Devil card. The Six of Pentacles. And the Fool. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Death card, which means we need renewal. We need change, transformation, truth, possibly. So immediately, I really get the sense someone has been doing a lot of the same thing. Though the Hermit is really about, this is really about contemplation and really seeing something through. In this case, this is you feeling like you've meditated enough, that you've really done what was necessary uh, to think about what you want to do next in your life, where you want to go, and you're ready to come down from that mountain. That's the important card of this Hermit card that I'm getting. And right next to it is the Two of Pentacles. And what makes that extremely indicative of what I just said is you're coming down from the mountain and you realize that you're going to have to start, um, you're just going to have to start doing things. Like you just can't wait for other people to come in, which is interesting because below that is the Six of Pentacles, and I'll come back to that. You're trying to find balance in this. You're trying to find which way do I go towards my golden path? Which way do I go to my abundance and my prosperity and my money? So the nice part is you're in an energy of action. Um, and the Hermit card, because it is a major arcana card, this is you saying that this phase of your life of hiding away or waiting for, I almost get the sense you were waiting for someone to come save you, which is what I'm going to relate to the Six of Pentacles. You just realize that you waited at a bus stop for a bus that never came, and you're finally just going to start walking because eventually you'll get there. That's true. Um, and then with this Page of Wands, this is you going on that journey I just said about you walking. And you have passion, you have conviction. You're not really sure how far you're going to walk. You're not really sure what you're going to encounter along the way, or if there's even going to be success at the end, but you're going to go. And then we have the Devil card. And what this is telling me is that this is the Fear card. This card is directly beneath the Hermit card. And what this is telling me is that your fear, your uncertainty, the unknown, that's keeping you from wanting to come down from that mountain. That's also a major arcana. And so it's really important that you understand that you cannot go forward in fear. You have to go forward in, what did our rune say? Conviction. You have to have conviction. Because at any point that you get filled with fear, what's going to end up happening is you're going to stop. And if you stop, you're going to give up and go right back to what you were doing. So the Devil card is very prominent here, all right? That energy. And then we come to the Six of Pentacles. This is the one I keep referring to. I don't blame you. I think we're all this way. I really, as I said before, I really, like, it's almost, it's like me. Your backup plan is like, oh, I wish I could win the lottery and then this will all be solved. You want You want something to drop out of the sky and make everything better. You want someone to guide you and make everything better. You want training wheels all the way to the end, and that's not going to happen. And because the truth is, even if someone gave you that, could you maintain it? What would you even know what to do with, right? Like what you may not even know what to do with it. Um, and just getting a pile of money doesn't mean abundance because that much money can be chaos to people. People still go broke even when they win the lottery. And so when you earn that money and you learn how to save that money and you know how to build that money, guess what? You're going to be able to grow it and keep it. And then finally, the fool. This is the journey. This is the journey that you've been waiting for. You fear it, but this is what you've really wanted for a very, very long time. The irony is that we begin with the hermit and we end with the fool. And, you know, there's no guarantee we are going to find success at the end of our journey. But one thing I can tell you is if you stay atop of that mountain, nothing ever changes and you get filled with regret. So you have to go one way or the other. And that is something that tarot is telling you that your abundance is out there, but you also got to work for it. You got to get to it. And you also have to believe in it. Because if you don't believe in it, you'll be forever chained to the mountain. Let's clarify these. The Hermit. The Hermit's a Knight of Cups. And what this is telling me is that you are very, very comfortable where you are. Complacency, which is like everybody. Everyone loves complacency, right? We love just the predictability, the assurance there's a paycheck coming. I'm very, I don't want to know, I don't want to say that I'm complacent, but I'm definitely guilty of stability. I love stability. And when stability is changing, I want to make sure that I go from one stable situation to another. Um, but you don't even want to do that. You technically just want to stay put. And so, because look, it's clarified by the Nine of Cups. Emotionally, you feel safe, but you also realize that guess what? When you're at the top of a mountain, there aren't other people there. So, if you want love or if you want companionship or friendship, there's no one up there but you. That's why it's a 9 and not a 10. Then we have the Two of Pentacles. So, this is clarified by the Eight of Swords. And the interesting part about this is two things with the eight, with three things about the Eight of Swords. Number one, it's a prison of your own making. You could be making the balancing of the Two of Pentacles, and you can make the balancing of your life harder than it needs to be. See how they're trying to balance that? You see that infinity symbol? You're just going in a loop. You're repeating the same thing when it doesn't need to be. At some point, you could just get off. You could just get off and get out of it. But you're making it harder. The second thing is you only think there's only one way to balance your life. There are more than one way to balance your life. There's many different ways. Just look around, be inspired. How have other people did it? You know, not everyone followed the same path of like high school, college, career, high paying job. Some people made their own. Some people worked themselves up through work experience. Some people saved little by little. I don't know. Some people did side jobs, two jobs, but they made it. But you're stuck because you either get overwhelmed by the time it's going to take or you feel like the path you're taking is too hard. It's not to say that it's going to be easy, but if the path you're on is too difficult, then when I say that where you're going is supposed to be easy, it's not that everything's going to be laid out and there's no problems. It's more of the sense that whatever you endure, you are able to find resilience. And being able to be resilient in those situations, you keep moving forward. So the path opens up for you, not feeling stuck and doubting yourself. Then we have the Page of Wands. We have the Temperance card. So it's really important The conviction comes in here because at the bottom of this, it says finding meaning. And that's what speaks out to me because what did Tiwa say? Conviction. It's one thing to contemplate what would be a great idea that could make you money and whatnot, but it's a far different thing to actually believe that you can bring that into reality. If you don't believe you can do it, I get Lord of the Rings. It's like what Galadriel told Frodo, right? And that quote I said earlier is from Lord of the Rings. She goes, "This task has been given to you, Frodo. If you can't do it, no one will, or no one can." Something like that. And the truth is, if you cannot find meaning in it, if it doesn't have any purpose for you, guess what? You're not going to be motivated to get it done. So you have to believe that you deserve a better life. You have to believe that you deserve abundance or love or joy or happiness or independence, whatever it is you're seeking. You have to believe that you are worthy to receive all those things and that all those things are available to you. If you don't, then the universe can't send them. What's the next one? The devil. Let's see what that's about. What are these big fears you got? Yep. I'm not shocked. We have the 9 of Swords clarifying the devil card, which is very fitting. Fear, that's what I said. This card is nothing but anxiety. We have the 8 of Swords, then we have the 9 of Swords. So what this means is when you actually start moving, you start thinking about the worst things out there. What can go wrong? What happens if it does go wrong? It's better to stay put. It's keeping you up at night. The truth is, and this is not to put everyone in this constant state of anxiety, but this idea that something wrong can happen any minute, that goes for anybody. I mean, there are so many things that can go wrong every single day. If we stopped and thought about the dangers of just even getting in a car, no one would get in a car. Read those statistics. So you're going to have to understand that this anxiety, that this 8 and this 9 of Swords are connected. It is of your own doing. And this is really all the negative things you heard in your life that said you couldn't do it. You're not smart enough. People telling you can't do it because they couldn't do it. I really think you've got to realize that you should look at their lives and say, just because they couldn't do it, why does that automatically mean that I can't? There is something special about you, collective, and I mean this. It's like, I don't know why Lord of the Rings is coming to me, but the truth is, when Frodo took that ring, sorry, I'm a nerdy type person. If he knew what danger was waiting for him, I don't think he ever would have gone, or the struggle, or the losing of the fellowship. Right? He ended up by himself with Sam Wisegi, if I'm saying that right. Um, the Dark Lord would have won. And the truth is, you have to go forward. You have to go forward because what you are trying to manifest is not at the top of that mountain. And I'm just going to say this. For anyone who stays at the top of the mountain, I'm not going to berate you or say that you're wasting your life. But I also don't want you to complain that life isn't fair. Okay? Because the truth is, life is not fair. We have to go towards the things that we want. They're not delivered to us. So if you're happy where you are, then stay. But more than likely, if you found this reading, you're wanting to find a reason to go down from the top of that mountain. What is the 6 of Pentacles? The King of Pentacles. Two things with this card. Like I said, you've been wanting someone to help you out. There's two things you want. One, you would love to be a King of Pentacles. You would love to have this much wealth. But you also want someone to help you out. And I need you to understand there isn't always a safety net. That's not to scare you, that's just reality. And if you wait around for someone or whatever, even if someone lends you money to start a business, how much of indebted are you going to be in them to them? Is it really your own business? And then how do you know that's not somehow they're going to take control of the situation? And then you owe them something. So having someone help you isn't always the path to independence. Sometimes it's the path to dependence. And then finally, the fool. We have the King of Swords, Gemini energy, the person with the best thoughts, the best minds. So when we talk about conviction, right, from the rune Tiwaz, let's remember something. We have to have a plan. We have to have a vision. If we have none, there's no motivation, there's no conviction. You are in the state of mind now where you have downloads coming, you have visions, you have dreams. As a matter of fact, you've contemplated so much on the top of that mountain that if everything went perfect in life, you could achieve them. And believe it or not, sometimes that's all you need is the right ideas. Today alone, like I said earlier in the reading, I got some ideas to write a book because I do a lot of things in life. Um and like I help people for a living. Like I work in mental health. So um I got all these downloads of ideas for good books. And I felt called to do this reading. And if that sounds redundant, I'm sorry, but that's why I'm here. I don't know if anyone's going to watch this video. Hell, my last two videos didn't get any views, but I'm doing it anyways. Because eventually I feel like this is going to catch on. I can't tell you how. I just keep hearing it that it will. And I want you to understand when you start going on this journey, it's not going to make any sense, but all you have is a vision and a dream. But I guarantee you that eventually you will stop somewhere or you'll end up somewhere and you'll either realize you're going in the wrong direction or you realize that you are just exactly where you need to be. All right, collective, I hope you found that useful. Please like, subscribe, and share. Comment below about how this has helped you, or if it's some affirmation or confirmation in your life. And I'll see you next time. All right, bye.